gotta leave it to the professionals.
Blessed by Bundy, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been goated when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her Era Lord. Call me Levi, playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the
Started off with a
blockchain.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like the Brown James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. Reviews not falling for the FOMO. Listening to Coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum entities. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I got a shout out
Started
to
off with a
Pudgy.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Breaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in shoes. Yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, mighty, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. Had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. Had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the drive with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin, where we dive into all things crypto, NFTs, Web3, and cutting-edge technology. Remember, nothing here is financial advice. Early-stage tech can be exceptionally volatile and risky. So grab your coffee and join Cap and Steve for today's conversation.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain. Quick mic check. Zane or someone in the war room, are you hearing my voice now? Are you hearing my voice?
I hope so. Man. Let us know.
The music was not coming through. Sorry, I found another cable. I thought I'd check that this morning.
Oh,
so I went back to Bluetooth.
Are we soundless possibly?
It's coming through on YouTube. Zane said he's hearing. Might help if I unmute it. How about now? It muted my my mic.
That would make a difference for sure.
They do hear us on abstract though. That's good.
Wait, so you have the cord in, or you went back to Bluetooth now?
I went back to Bluetooth, but hearing no audio on X. God damn it. Wait, hold on. Yes, they're getting it now. Okay, we're good.
Okay, so we're Bluetooth for now.
And abstract's currently working. So we're back on Bluetooth. I have no idea. Again, didn't change a thing other than plug the cord in and unplugged it. So
is it the board?
We're just gonna roll with it.
Maybe the board.
If anything, I guess War Room, we'll talk to you so we'll keep that open. If we lose audio at any point or you can't hear a guest, actually, just when do you want to jump up here so we can test the guest? Because I think that's what we miss on Abstract and YouTube is the guest audio. If wants to do a quick mic check, then I promise we'll get our intro and quote open and we'll get rolling.
Yeah, if anybody wants to pop up and give us an audio check, would appreciate it. We got our guy Machiavelli coming up to give us a try here with that sick coda.
Appreciate the help, Machiavelli. You want to give us a quick shout?
Testing.
I got
Captain.
a little choppy, but I think
I don't know if that's him or us, because like I can hear him in the ears. I don't know if the choppiness is his connection or us.
I am full connection over here, not on Wi-Fi, so I wonder if I'm coming through well to everybody else.
There you go. You're good now. You're good now. We're good. So the Bluetooth is just working.
Amazing.
I mean, I'm at a loss for words here. I don't know what. You know what? Actually, I figured it out. I got the this is exactly what happened. I evoked a little Tim the Toolman Taylor yesterday, swapped out not just the light bulbs, the whole light, the whole headlamp, the whole headlight on my Jeep yesterday. Not in my normal repertoire. Usually I just take the thing in to get it fixed, but I need a new bulb. One of them went out, had the padiddle, and the light, they were like old. They still the OEM headlamps. And I was like, well, I should probably go ahead and get the cleaner stuff too. And I started looking at like the replacement bulb and then what it would, like the cleaning stuff it would cost to like defog the headlights. And I'm like, I'm just going to get 2 new ones. And so I upgraded to LED bulbs and ended up swapping out the whole thing. And I did actually, I was going to say I did so without the help of ChatGPT. I got stuck at one point. I ended up helping, but it wasn't, I could have done it without ChatGPT. So yeah, that was my pat on the back. I've now figured out how to troubleshoot things. And apparently it worked its way through 2 spaces and we got the magic touch this morning. Actually, this is where I found that extra adapter was in the Jeep. So I don't know how the universe first works, Steve. Kind of like I told you yesterday, it's wild sometimes. And you just need to sometimes get some grease on your hands to get the things working. Sorry, I should have. You're right, in front, and I should have definitely. I should have probably went shirtless today after my mechanic day yesterday, but here we are. I apologize.
It's the first thing I said, by the way, when I popped on in the studio beforehand. I was like, "Ooh, sleeves today. Is everything okay? Bad arm day?" Like I was just worried about that. So Von Frutton and I noticed the same thing. So there you go. But
good to hear we're working though. That's exciting. And as always, give us a like on the space. Go ahead up top, smash that like, repost, and bookmark on today's space. We greatly appreciate it. It does warm up the algo and lets everyone know we're here, especially after we fumble through some troubleshooting this morning. Appreciate all the love. You'll also find the abstract. We're live on Steve's abstract today. That's pinned up top, as well as YouTube. Rapidly approaching 150 subs over there. Appreciate all you YouTubers. And as always, I'm Captain Mako Steve. Never any financial advice in the show. Crypto is risky, NFTs are risky, meme coins exceptionally risky. Please don't put any money you can't afford to lose. And know that Steve and I hold tokens we'll talk about from time to time, including ETH, which is approaching all-time high today. But in all seriousness, we are not financial advisors, certainly not your financial advisor. Don't join us for that. Just join us for some fun, some information, and education along the way. GM Steve, how you doing, sir?
Doing well, man. Doing well. The coins are up. It's funny. I was saying earlier, and this is probably a discussion that I think a lot of people relate to, is I kind of said this in the pre-stream, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pop this in here. I look at these numbers, I get excited. First of all, I cannot hold a USDC liquidity pool to save my life in Solana. It just keeps cooking. Like I positioned last night at like 11 p.m. or midnight or something before I went to bed, and I woke up this morning and I was like 40% into 40% from Solana back into USDC because it just shot up overnight again. So that's going on. But it's funny because at these times when we're shooting up, all I do is look at other people's NFTs, other people's positions, other people's portfolios, and I'm like, man, I'm sidelined. I'm like underexposed. I don't have enough. And it's like, I think I probably take for granted a little bit too much the fact that if we're here, we are still early. The amount of exposure anybody listening to this show has is probably infinitely higher than their friends and family who think magical internet money is fake. And we are in such a good position. But I don't know about you. It's like I always have this feeling where I'm like, man, I'm sidelined. And I'm not sidelined. I'm the opposite of sidelined. I'm very much in the game. And I don't know. You ever feel that?
Yeah, I would like more. I would like more ETH. I would like more Bitcoin. All the things. I would like more Rect. I'd like more Billy. Like to the tune of being early or not, I sent out my favorite bag of 5 or 6 alts like a month and a half ago. And by all accounts at that time, it was late. Like, oh, of course you like these because they've already won. Pingu and Rec, they already went on the runs. They're all up massively since then. And yeah, we're a month later, but I still think it's insanely early.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
I think we're really. And I know some people thought top of the cycle was January, right? Like some people, sharp people, thought the top was post Trump. That was that. I don't think it's going to be the top for Solana, maybe, but it's definitely not the top this cycle. I really think we're just getting warmed up. And I mean, big news in the institutional buying streets. I know we're jumping right into it here, but it's not just another, like, over $500 million in net inflows yesterday on ETH. Once again, didn't hit $1 billion like they did the day prior, but not only is it's already happening, these treasury companies, Steve, they have collectively or raising to collectively buy another $27 billion worth of ETH. Like the last time this was my, I should open the show with this, my how I'm pestering my in real life friend group.
There's like a whole segment in and of itself. It's like you're constantly telling your friends, and like you look like the absolute like genius investor to your friends group right now, because you've been hammering on this one, and it's like they basically had a forever to get into this trade, right? Like because of you, and now they're finally like, oh crap, maybe I should. But it's sort of like, this is it too late, and it's like, man, I don't know, man. It feels like
I keep Brian, like, you're still early. Like this is still got a way to go, and I think, I mean, I don't know anything for sure, but this is insane. This is the post I sent this morning. I'm not even following this account, but I'll fix that. So this was the tweet I shared. I just said, daily reminder to buy ETH. There isn't enough of it. I repeat, these treasury companies are getting ready to buy $27 billion worth of ETH. That would represent 40% of all the ETH that's on exchanges. Massive supply shock coming. The last time these treasury companies started buying, it was $10 billion worth of ETH, and that sent ETH from 2,000 to 4,700. I'm not saying it's going to do another 2.5x from here, but 27 billion is 2.7 times the amount that they bought last time. I don't know, man. It's just silly season. We're here. Like, this is ETH to 10K is starting to sound like FUD, and I truly mean that. That's not a bit. It's not hyperbole. I think 10K is programmed if this continues.
I mean, like Tom Lee, like his whole thing, and the part is it's hard to say if ETH Bitcoin ratio. It's hard to make that comparison just because, like Bitcoin has a hard cap supply, so they're kind of different assets. But like, I mean, his big thing was like, look, like if ETH and Bitcoin were holding the same ratios they were in 2021, with ETH now having an even better story, we more institutional money, more opportunity. If they were holding those same levels, ETH would be like $16,000, $17,000 right now. So like, I don't know, man. Like it's crazy. I need to do the math on when I unstaked from Coinbase and the 3 weeks. So I still have a full week until.
What were your plans? What was your initial plans to do with that ETH you unstaked?
I mean, I was probably going to LP it, like maybe LP it with Bitcoin or something, which made it to have less ETH. So maybe some impermanent loss there, but would have collected a lot of fees because there's a lot of volume. But yeah, man, I had planned to unstake my ETH. For people who don't know, like Coinbase has an insane unstaking period, like insane. And I had planned to unstake my ETH 2 weeks ago, and it's a 3 week period of time. It'll be unstaked in like maybe the 21st, 24th. I can't remember what it is. ETH has run up like I got to see what the numbers are of how much it's run up since then. But yeah, man, it's silly season. And like, it's weird. I don't have PTSD in the sense that I'm trying to figure out how to get more allocated. I'm trying to like get myself more in the streets here, but I do have PTSD in the sense where I'm asking myself, can it keep really going higher? Can it really keep going higher? And by the numbers, it can, but I find myself still, I don't know about you. I still find myself being like, man, ETH 10K, but I'm like, man, but at some point do we get hurt here? And I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying to like temper my expectations. Cause like, I also like, especially while I'm getting into DeFi, I don't want to get myself caught too hard with my hand in the cookie jar. Meaning like, I don't want to be so leveraged in things that take, time to exit that I find myself hurt on the run down if it were to happen. But I mean, it has to be like major macroeconomic stuff that would send us in the wrong direction at this point, right? Like at this point, the institutions are feeling good. We're feeling good in crypto. And we're still like, I feel like this is different than 2021 in the sense that, like, I think in 2021, we were like, man, like this can't, like the normies aren't here yet to buy our NFTs or whatever. The institutions have decided like the war is over. This is happening. We're buying this asset and this is our next big asset to move. So I feel as though it's different that we're not waiting for people to get on board with a new story with JPEGs. People are on board here.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, to me, this is about as simple, like as a read of the market as we've had. This is like simple. This is simple economics. This is simple supply demand. There's more people buying ETH. There's way more institutional money buying ETH than ETH is being than people are selling, than ETH is being issued. Like it's just supply crunch is real and it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, at least in the time being, is there a point in which you are like, is there anything you look at for a point in being like, all right, like that's enough, that's enough, that's cooked pretty hard. Let's temper expectations or chill out, or are you just like when do you hit like we're not going to hit the full send button? Like I'm a little bit in stables right now for DeFi purposes, but I'm like strongly considering moving out of my stables that are in DeFi purposes, that are even the ones that are farming, and just moving it into coins and particularly vaults, because LPing, I'm collecting a lot of fees. I'm getting more USDC, but with the LPing, it's like if I put 5 Solana into an LP with USDC, and that sucker runs to, down, and I all of a sudden have 2 Solana, I might have made money on the fees, but I am down from holding spot. And so I don't know, man, like I'm debating of just some vaults and some DeFi and, I don't know. I feel like it's just coin season. I'm not even paying attention tightly to the NFT market anymore. Like, I don't know what the Bored Ape floor is. I used to know that every single day. So I don't know, like, where are you playing? Like, let's talk about this. Where are you playing your time right now? Because you can't concentrate on everything. We talked about this the other day. Where are you playing your time? We talked about some perps. I might even have you talk me into some perps. And what are you paying attention to? Because I find myself not paying nearly enough attention in my mind to NFTs, which, were like my jam. They're my fave, but like coins are just exciting right now.
I am sorry, I was trying to log in to something and I got not a full KYC, but just they had to verify some stuff. It took me a second. I mean, I shared earlier, like I should have done this a very long time ago when Phonics was beating the drum, and it's not just like my hype bag. I should have moved into Hyperliquid a while ago, and not getting crazy. I'm not like levering up 50x on anything, but for like my trading bag, I want to make more of it. So meaning I want to do more with the trading bag I have. Leverage is one way to do that. I still have, I'm not even fully allocated over there. I still have a little bit of stables left that I just was waiting for. I was waiting for Rec to get listed, and then I was waiting for another pullback that never came. So I've got a few open positions. I will be opening more. I just, to your point, it's a little bit of picking and choosing. Like I still want an Athena bag. I don't know. There's a few other coins, as you mentioned, on the NFT side. I don't know. Like I'm not selling the Mythic Moonbird I have. I should have picked up a few. There's one I want to sell. I'm just not even going to mention it because I don't want people mad at me. But I need to just get that done.
Oh, you got to say your doodle. Yeah. I know. I mean, look, it's what you're doing. I get it. But like, yeah, I find myself being like, okay, I got my ape. Like, this is the other thing I saw that was kind of funny. I was actually going to tweet about this the other day. I had a couple of people talk headlined with like ape and pudgy penguin pictures, and I'm like, my friends, what are the current floors? Of those,
So
right?
the other thing, the realization I came to this morning on that topic, I think Luke is going to be right. As ETH keeps ripping, I think we could see multiple 6-figure PFPs again beyond punks.
You want to hear some weird deja vu though?
It's not that far from where we're at, dude. It's like, here's the thing: as ETH goes up, crypto native individuals, they feel a lot wealthier at $10,000 ETH than they did at $1,600 ETH. They're going to flex that. Some will go buy Punk, some will buy Pudgy, some will buy Apes. There's just the supply, the available supply is what we should reference, because there's people like me, like, yes, it's just not for sale. So the available supply is not 10,000 of any of these collections, or 8,800 if they're Pudgies. The listings are a few hundred. Like, one institution could take every listing on the market that's reasonable. Like, it's not crazy to think that could happen. If we see any of this institutional money work its way into NFTs, it could get really silly really fast. And I just don't. Well, now if ETH rips up to 10K and the floor prices stay where they're at, will some people exit? Sure. But if floors stay the same and ETH goes to 10K, Pudgies and Apes are 6 figures again. I think it's like I just don't see. Maybe the floors pull back a little bit, but I don't see them getting cut in half. Like, this is where I think when you start looking at NFTs as a lever bet on ETH or ordinals as a lever bet on Bitcoin, this is where I think you can get your can caught in the cookie jar, is when that trade starts to unwind. You got to be quick.
Yeah, right. Like it's like you're like sitting there helping your fun friend, by the way, I missed this earlier. He goes, that unstaking delay may be the best trade Steve made all year.
Like 3 weeks ago, ETH was like, if you were gonna stable all that, like it would have been.
I might have stabled like half of it and LP'd it.
Coinbase gets a big assist here for
multiple reasons.
Staking timeline.
Yeah, shout out Coinbase, because I was either going to stable from my Pengu bag or from that ETH bag a little bit to balance some liquidity pools and balance some risk. And man, I'm going to check in a minute what that was like. I'm going to try to find on Coinbase when I unstaked. Maybe when you do daily market update, I'll kind of sift through it. You know what's funny about what you just said, Cap? I just had deja vu from 2021 from you, and you may not even remember this. Before Coffee with Captain, before DJ Network even, I think, you, me, Chamber, and Bunchu were on a call about the whole thing. And I think Bunchu had just sold an ape. Maybe he had just dumped one into their LP they put out or something like that. Chamber, I think, was selling. I know. It's like I made that joke to Bunchu for like the entirety of the bull market. Maybe Chamber had just sold, and I don't remember. But Chamber said, you really think that these things go to 100K? And your answer was, I think it gets there, and it's not even just, and Chamber said something about ETH, and you're like, that's it. Whether the floor goes up or not, if ETH runs up, we're going to see it. And by the way, ETH was like, whatever ETH was I'll have to check the chart of what ETH was in early 2021. But same comments, and that was when Bored Apes were like very, very, let's see what ETH was in, maybe let's find some 2021 prices of ETH when we would have had this conversation. So we would have this conversation in, let's call it, June of 2021 when ETH was $2,800 or so, maybe even, like 22,000 or so. ETH ended up shooting up very quickly to 4,700, the previous all-time high, and we ended up hitting the 6 figures in Bored Ape Yacht Club. So it's funny because you said this exact same thesis about 6-figure NFTs before we really had them, right? I don't even know if punks were 6 figures at the time. Maybe they were. But you said the same exact thing to Chamber. You're like, I think it gets there. And if nothing else, with the ETH run up, I think we get to a 6-figure floor for the Bored Ape Yacht Club. So if history repeats itself, if the simulation is looping, or if I'm just having deja vu because there's a glitch in the matrix and this never actually happened, but it did. I mean, this was a call we had with Bunchu and Chamber. It could be right again. Question is,
there's floor is over $60,000 on an ape right now. It wasn't that long ago; they were 30K.
They're 25K. Not that long ago.
The floor price has not doubled. It's just they're not trading inverted to ETH. Like they're holding. ETH's up big. They're Pudgy's down 1%, Apes down 3%, but it's with very little volume. And it's hard for me to envision a world where we get $10,000 ETH and a lot of that doesn't rotate into NFTs. I don't know exactly which ones, but I think Punks, Apes, and Pudgies are pretty conservative bet to think they get some of the rotation.
You know, it's funny to me. It's like I wonder. Like, here's the question. Like, everyone says, like, when we say, are there going to be 6-figure NFTs? And I'm going to change the title to this. Will we see 6-figure PFPs? And people will be mad because the Punks are already there. So that's also a good rage bait.
Also, not long ago, Punks, there was the debate on what's greater, a Punk or 1 Bitcoin. At the time, Bitcoin was greater than 1 Punk. Now 1 Punk is 2.1 Bitcoins. $250,000, Steve.
It's funny that when I put out that poll, sorry, I'm doing the I'm updating the title. Will we see multiple 100K plus PFPs? It's funny you say that because I definitely did this poll and everybody who was picking Punk definitely was called an idiot on my poll, pretty much. Not by me, but by like I'll have to check the poll. People are like, Bitcoin always, oh, what are you doing? It's like, but it just goes to show, even now, whatever is sexy in the moment is going to be the thing that everyone's like, you're stupid for being sidelined on that. We saw DC Investor being like, I don't do sideline on ETH. You're an idiot. It's like, no, it's like people had reasons. They get it. We said it in like, remember Solana, orangey, dude, we're just getting started and that looks stupid. But before that, everyone felt dumb for not being in Solana. It's like, whatever's hot in the moment is hot in the moment. Here's my question. We think there's a, oh, good. What'd you oof? That's a big oof.
Well, just talking Hyperliquid and longs that should have opened before today. We'll come back to it. I pinned it up top. I just checked the price. I just checked the chart. I should have made a move. Yeah,
I've been way late on getting my perps going because I haven't been. I'm learning more about perps, and I may do an entire space or an entire stream on perps and have some people get me doing perps live on stage. Von Frunten BAYC has a combo of Providence and market makers. Provenance and market makers. Sorry, not enough coffee. Pudgy has some of that to an extent too. I don't see either really dipping. The other thing BAYC has is they're historical. I don't care what anybody says. To Peterson, a bias but thoroughly impressed with BAYC has minimal news. I actually was thinking this the other day, but I couldn't find a good way to tweet it without seeming like I was funding either BAYC or Pudgy. I almost had this exact thought the other day, but we can give context to it. I'm biased, but thoroughly impressed. BAYC has minimal news and remains very close with Pudgy. Shows a lot of strength. I swear to God, I almost tweeted exactly the other day, but I thought Pudgies were going to get mad at me. BAYCs were going to get mad at me. Like, oh, we're cooking. What are you talking about? But I had this exact thought. We have Ape Fest. We have Ape Chain, but that's not really doing anything with BAYC. There's no token airdrop coming. And yet here they are holding neck and neck with Pudgy. It's not fun for the Pudgy. BAYC is a historical NFT. They were the first real utility-based NFT.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I mean, that's it. I
actually think it's very bullish for Pudgies. Actually, I think the fact that Apes are holding right now without any catalysts on the immediate forefront, I think it's very bullish for Pudgies post-abstract claim. Because it's like people will use that as their theory. People use that as their logic. Well, Pudgies aren't going to adopt post claim. Like, look at Apes held up. They didn't have anything coming. I think that I believe those three have really separated themselves. Obviously, Punks, they're at the top of the mountain. But I think those are in a very different realm than anyone else in the NFT PFP space. Now, Moonbirds, Spencer is making a charge to break out. And I mean, they might be in a tier of their own right now. I actually may do this day, like an updated tier list of PFP collections, because
you have to have one in there that's not supposed to be in there. Like you have to have like a Super Yeti and like a B or something. Like you gotta have something that like throws people off if they really look at the chart.
You got Punks, you got Apes in Pudgies, full conviction, all those. Moonbirds, now that they're solar in their cycle, tokens coming, so we know what that'll happen. Now, I don't know what'll happen post TGE. Because for this comment here, same thing with Moonbirds. They've ripped up to 3 ETH and Spencer's just active. Like literally, they haven't done anything yet. And this is a compliment, not a shot. What have they done? They haven't done
Okay,
anything yet.
so he got them. He got them what was it like
They did get an airdrop.
$1,000 airdrop.
They
Got
get
them a OpenSea quest, and they got them that opened.
It was $50. Like that's
got
not,
them a Kaido leaderboard, which means a token's probably coming. So like,
that just happened though. I mean, this movement is they're actually down on the day. Oh no, they're flat. So most of this, the run up to 3 ETH came. I don't think the Kaido leaderboard is priced into that. Now it may keep it there, but it really was an airdrop, a third party airdrop that signaled, okay, he just put Moonbirds in that category that Apes have been in, that Pudgies have been in. And we saw what happened. Like both of them got not just their own tokens, but when you put yourself in that category, when you become the one of the leading attention collections and brands in this space, the other third parties want to work with you. They want to reward your community. And I think that, yes, they've done that. But as far as like for the actual business is what I was meaning. Like literally nothing. Like there may be a TCG game, maybe not. Like we really like. So I guess why I say that is I'm very bullish that Moonbirds will continue on their trajectory until token. And then I think post token, I'm not sure if they're in the realm that Apes and Pudgies are today. Whereas I think both of those will hold and grow without Catalyst. I think with Moonbirds, the market may want to see, okay, is there a real sustainable business here? What's Orange Chap actually doing with this? Is there going to be material revenue that can support this, that continue this thing going on for a while? Maybe not, but this is one I disagree with. I don't think punks get flipped again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so either, but man, I don't know. Like it's hard to see punks getting flipped again with the way that the setup of the market right now.
If they do, this is actually the like real advice. If they do, and you're holding whatever flips them, and you have multiple, swap one for a punk. See, speaking from experience,
I was gonna say, yeah,
I could show you my DMs with OTC punks and the ridiculous amount of conversations I had being greedy and like I had endless opportunity to swap an ape for a floor punk. And I wanted my forever punk and I wanted to be selective. And in hindsight, I should just swap, took a floor punk, and then I could have upgraded down the road. That was such an obvious trade for having multiples. And I never pulled the trigger. And that would be my real advice. You get in that position, you're holding multiples of a collection, get yourself, swap one out to a punk and diversify.
Dude, you had like 4 bangers in there. I got to go back to though. Cause like you basically took our ADHD, took us on some trails. You said something there that I think was like one of the best counterintuitive trades or best counterintuitive comments that I want to just jump back to for a second. Cause you kind of almost flew over it, which is, we commented about how I didn't want to send out the tweet because I was talking about how impressive it is that BAYC hasn't had a ton of utility and that, they're still staying neck and neck with Penguins. And I didn't want to put it out there because I love the Penguins and I don't want them to think I'm fudding them because I love it. And I don't want BAYC to think I'm fudding them for no utility. You just made a bull case that post abstract TGE, end of the year, things keep cooking, that is a bullish indicator because Penguins will just continue to hold as a winner regardless of utility, regardless. Like they don't need to keep playing the what's coming in front of you game. They could actually continue to hold. Like, I think that's a really powerful counterintuitive point. Because usually people are just like, Penguins are the Penguins, the flightless birds, or BAYC, like Never Fade Yuga. That's a very real case that just the way that BAYC established themselves as a historical NFT, in my opinion, because we're in a short, history line here, but as the first real utility-based NFT, Penguins are establishing themselves as a very strong culture-based NFT that's playing around with the TradFi crew. So, like, that's a really, really good bull case for Pudgy, no? I mean, like you kind of almost flew over that.
I think so. I actually think so. Yes, shoot the tweet and I'll support it. It's not fudding Apes. It's not fudding Pudgies. It's strength for both of them, and for different reasons. But we should acknowledge grifters every once in a while. I do agree here. I should disclaimer that when I'm thinking PFP collections in my head, it's like 10K PFP collections, or we'll say north of 8,000 PFPs. Because grifters by X copy, there's only 666 of them, but yeah, it is an iconic PFP that I see holding standing the test of time.
If we're back to believing in the sort of the PFP thesis and the builders, multiple people, we said it on our show a while ago.
There is a token coming for Bored Ape Yacht Club. I'm near certain of it. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know when it'll be, but yeah, there's been. I don't think it'll be just for apes. I think it'll be other side driven or some other this top secret project they've been talking about driven. I think apes will get allocation. I also think Kodos will get allocation. I think mutants will get allocation. Let's come back to this because I'm curious. Do you think they would include anyone else in their allocation for this mysterious token that Garga has said is coming?
I think so. By the way, as you said, other things coming. I did get all the tinglies thinking about. I know Gordon's working on some sort of treasure hunt type revamp thing a while ago. Like, I get all the nostalgic feels and vibes thinking about whatever that is of us all just swinging together online, not sleeping. By the way, now I don't have a real job anymore, like comparatively to where I did before. Like before I was at Nestle, and so I couldn't like stay up till 2 a.m. doing a treasure hunt. Now I can, motherfuckers. So I'm ready to like strap in and see if Scott Commodores will stay up with me if there's some puzzles involved and just get involved in this whole thing. Although he works at A16Z, Yuga Holding Company, I don't know. But yeah, man, like so here's the question. If we think there's a PFP thesis to be had here, and you mentioned Moonbirds.
Just to be clear, I don't think it's wide. I think I still stick with my original thought. It's consolidation, and it's more than just the ones we mentioned for sure. But I just don't see it going as crazy wide as it did last time. There'll be maybe a few new ones that pop in. You know, we're big fans of Good Vibes Club, and I think there's room for maybe a couple others, but there'll be high effort, other things there, and I think even more consolidation. And again, I think that also benefits the leaders.
Yeah, this is a
good thing. Consolidation isn't a bad thing.
It's an interesting concept too, because I look at it as like I'm trying to figure out if it's my own personal bias that I'm more in coins and DeFi now, or if that's just the direction we're going. Because that's what it feels like the timeline is going towards. That's what it feels like, you know, like we've seen modern market go more and more that direction and now head that world. You know, we've headed more in that world. People in the war room have headed more in that world. So I think like we're heading more and more in that way because there's more options now and they're easier to access. But like you mentioned the consolidation, I have one mythic. Like, should I be parking ETH in a mythic? Like another mythic? Like, you know, I have one, so I get one shot at a sale there. Like, if
that's it. Yeah. That's why I actually, what I should do, just playing it out loud. I need to list my Grail Mythic for, I don't know, list it 10x floor. And if it sells, then I just need to go sweep 5 of the floors. Because my play for holding the Grail Mythic isn't that, oh, this is a beautiful burb. It is. It's a Grail. Like they did a poll voting and it was the top 4 mythics in the collection. They put it on the Mount Rushmore of mythics. It's a Grail Mythic. I'm not going to do anything with the IP. Like, unless Spencer comes and says, hey, well, here's this TGE or TCG, and you can license us your burbs, and everyone, you know, if you license your burb, you get 1% of revenue off this thing. And I would consider that, but I'm not going to do anything with it. I would do that. But I'm not going to do anything with myself. So for me, holding the Mythic is a play on appreciation and really, quite frankly, the token. I don't think he's going to reward rarity as much as it would multiples. So talking through that, I should list my Mythic, 10x the floor. If it sells, I'll sweep 5 and roll the other and remainder into something else.
Yeah, I mean, Mythics are up to 0.33. Could have gotten them, I think, under 0.1 like a month and a half ago. And the question is, like, yeah, I mean, is it worth saying, like, somebody, if you have like an ETH bird in a hole in your pocket, you buy 3 of them, and then you're sitting on 3, and then you just wait. And if they cook, you sell 1. They cook again, you sell 2, and then you have a third if you want to hold for an airdrop or even a third time. Like, again, it's hard to say, but like, you know what this is reminding me of though, Cap? How easy it was in NFT season in 2021, where you would just buy something that you knew had stuff coming, and you just knew that you just hold it. And generally speaking, there was a cook, and you'd be like the way I just said that was how NFT season 2021 was. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to buy 3, and then I'll sell 1 on the first run up. I'll sell 1 on a second run up, and then I'll either hold the third or sell it on a third run up. And that was just programmed.
It was almost guaranteed.
Like, if you have an ETH right now, I'll have an ETH in like a week and a half when Coinbase gives it to me. As I'm unstaking some stuff. But if you have an ETH right now, like, I'm not telling anybody how to spend it. We always say not financial advice. Like these are the most JPEGs are the most risky end of this thing of the things we talk about, I would say. Besides perps, if you're doing them like super, super high leverage.
I don't think, I mean, yeah, sure. If you're going like 50x, but I don't think perps are that risky. I think
I'm talking about like people who are like 500x send.
Yeah, if you can find that. But I just think it's a bad name. It's people like sensational posts. People like the big P&Ls. They also like people going bust. Just don't get crazy with it. Like lever up a little bit, see what your liquidation price is, and make it as low enough to where it's a number you can't even feasibly see happening this cycle. Like it's not, I think NFTs are far more risky. Certainly meme coins, new meme coins, very risky. I don't know where I'm going with that, but
no. You know what's actually funny? Like let's hit that before. Let's hit this and then we'll do market update because like there's obviously some stuff to get to, but like I fall into this category of I was never a day trader when I did stocks. I know a lot of people were. I was like kind of a buy hold basket guy. I've never been a perp trader in crypto because I always had that in the back of my head that it was like this risky day trading, crazy type stuff. I saw people throwing crazy P&Ls in the timeline. I started asking ChatGPT just the other day, being like, hey, let's talk about trading perps. I'm like, let's say I take a 5x long on Bitcoin in fact, I'll walk through this exercise right now, but like the point being, your liquidation price is pretty low when you're just keep perps relatively low. Like you can keep longs open for a long time. I feel like I've been like psyoped by people who do like ridiculous high leverage. Yeah. And I was wrong.
Exactly my point. Most people think it's so risky because you see people doing 50x. Well, don't do 50x. Do 3x. Do 7x. Like you don't have to go crazy with it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to ask ChatGPT, what about a 10x, 20x? I'm going to ask ChatGPT about like right now about my longs because right now, if you open a 5x long on Bitcoin, your liquidation price is $96,000. 10x, 108, 20x, 114. Those are big enough moves that you can stop loss your way out of there. And like, yeah, you lose a little bit, but like the fact that like a 5x long on Bitcoin has a liquidation price of 96,000, I would have told you based on what I see on the timeline as somebody who didn't play in leverage that I'm going to open a 5x at 120K and it's like, oh, I'm going to get liquidated at 118, 119. No. And look, I'm not telling anybody to go perp because I am not right now, but I am way closer to starting to put like some small money in play in, I just didn't look at it, right? It just wasn't my thing. And so the fact that you could go 20x and still have a 114K liquidation price, it's like, look, I'm not opening any longs today when the market, with Ethereum up 30% in a week.
I've been saying this last 3 days though. Might not be a bad idea. I don't know. I do think we get a pullback here at some point. I think we hit all-time high and we'll see some sellers. I haven't even looked at what's open, but God, I can't fathom being a bear. It just seems like such a miserable existence. I just can't imagine showing up every day, logging into this app, something you're passionate about, and rooting for numbers to go down. It just seems awful.
Well, in your best case scenario is you get to be an asshole and tell people I told you so when they lose money. Like that's your dream. Your dream is bears just want to tell everybody I was right is what they want to do. But yeah, hit me with I need to get hit in the perps. I need to get in the perps. I need people to hit me in the
Phonics and Sugar Shane both committed to coming on the show. We need to just you don't even see the second one. Just need to pick the date. We'll have them on and we can do it trading with the quants on coffee.
Yeah, I want to get that because I think that's the thing that I'm missing is I need to look on the hype and just start doing some small perps with minimal leverage.
Yeah.
It's not even that I would have made that much money. I'm airdrop farming while I'm doing it and making money.
That's it. Just get your feet wet. Start slow, start low, get familiar with it, set it where the liquidation number is not, something you can fall asleep and know that it's not going to, you're not getting liquidated overnight. It's just, I think NFT got a bad name last cycle because people, you lever up, floors drop, you get liquidated. That can happen, but if you watch this stuff, like you can do it in ranges to where it's not real short-term risk. And that you talk about stop losses, it's also a way to mitigate your downside. Many times I've had was able to pull out liquidity from an NFT, put that in play, trade it, and then the best was the Moonbird. It was like, I mean, yes, I could have actually, had I sold it at the time, my caps gains tax would have been about equal, like net of cap gains tax would have been equal to what I actually pulled out in a loan. It was like 16,000 USD. And then 6 months later, when the loan came due, the floor was like an ETH. So, it was a way to have a stop loss on that NFT at 16,000 USD, essentially, to where, I just moved on. It's just, I think it gets a bad name because crypto Twitter in particular likes the sensational stories, to both ways, both the big P&Ls and the James Wynn of the world getting wiped out and getting liquidated. We don't trade like that.
Yeah. It's that's and like
once get busted once and you learn, and it's a very valuable lesson. You'll trade differently in the future.
Well, the other thing about it is, and you know me pretty well, I'm disciplined. Like, I'm not crazy. Like, I've made some bad moves before, but like, I'm very thoughtful. And so in that sense, it's not like I'm the person who like plays blackjack and doubles my bet every time and goes broke. Like, I haven't done that since I was in my 20s. It's like, I'm the guy who's going to win some perps and be okay saying that or lose some, and be okay saying I won a little, I lost a little, but not being like, okay, I won, so I'm really good at this, so now I'm going to lever up, to 20x, and I'm going to lever up to 30x. I'm not that guy. So like, I trust myself enough to say I can open some positions, I can be disciplined about them, I can close some positions. I'm late to this, but I don't think I'm too late. Like, I still think I'm in a position where a lot of people aren't there, and it's part of the learning process. And I was adamant about not getting into it, but I do think exactly what you said. I think the sensationalism psyop me into thinking that I was wrong or stupid or whatever. And now I can go farm some airdrops on some chains with, some long, some shorts, and not some shorts because I'm a long guy. So I'm going to wait until probably some pullbacks and pay attention. But like, yeah, man, like I can set like really low. Again, if I set a Bitcoin long, I can figure out when I want to close it and what I want to do if it keeps going up. And I don't have to worry. And I don't have to worry till it gets to 96,000 to being completely liquidated. And it's a small amount of money. Like, I don't know, worth it for me. So,
anyone know what Minerium is on Polygon? I have some Minerium in my wallet that's apparently worth $125. I would swap that into some. Actually, I'm getting an OpenSea Voyage knocked out, swapping into some Billy this morning. And I happen to see that Minerium in there. Anyone familiar with Minerium?
I'm not familiar.
Minereum.
I'm not, but I need to look at my tokies now because I wonder what I've got going on. Because I'm the Polygon influencer over here, and you're crushing it with more Polygon meme coins, I guess. Yeah, I need to look if I have anything. I have no Minerium on mine. Woo, that was one. I didn't think it was coming. I thought I was going to be one of those ones where my eyes watered and the sneeze didn't come out. So, let's do this. Let's run to daily market update just because, there's I think a lot of good coins to talk about at the moment while we're still green. And then I think we can keep chatting through this. Sound good?
Yep. Sure.
The daily market update straight to your brain. Powered by ApeCoin, no hype, just gains. Moving on 8 chain, we bring in the heat. NFT spends alpha, never miss a beat. 8 chain on top, now we bring in the flex. The home of NFTs, figures now what's next. Come on, my head time, money time, the chop for one time.
It's time for the daily market update powered by ApeCoin, the home of NFTs. ApeChain has it all, bringing fun, culture, and community to the blockchain. Dive in and see why ApeChain is on top. Cap.
Holy moly. I didn't even realize till just pulling this up that ETH, for as much as the tear it has been on, not even the leader on the day, our friend Solana, up 16% in the last 24 hours, went back up over $200. I opened the show saying Solana may have hit their top of the cycle. Maybe not. It keeps this up. Oh, what did it get? 240? Is that right? 240, 250 maybe?
Yeah, it was in the 250 range.
16% on the day. Doge up 12%. Cardano up 13%. XRP up 4%. By the way, I checked in with my mom if she asked her if she checked her Coinbase account recently. Her exact response: wow, just check Coinbase. Let me just check Coin space base. It's higher than it's ever been! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! My mom out trading all of you with her XRP, ETH, and Solana bag, in Bitcoin. Actually, I don't know if she has Sol. She has ETH, XRP, and Bitcoin for sure. But anyways, back to the daily market update here. ETH up 9% of the day, just under 4,700. I think we hit all-time high today. Maybe not, but it certainly is just ripping. Bitcoin is set up 2%, 120. The FFE, we need to pull back out the charts where remember there for a while when ETH was just doing nothing, and it was like last time Bitcoin hit all-time high, ETH was this, then it was this, and ETH like kept going backwards. We're finally back to a reasonable relative to Bitcoin all-time highs. Runes, they're runes. Memes, though, however, are very green day across the board. There's one other one here I'm going to show you in a second that has some big news. I pinned it up top. But on the list here, Doge up 12%, Sheeb up 7%, Pepe up 10%, Pingu up 9%, Bonk up 11%, Trump up 9%, Pump Fun also up on the day, back over pre-sale price. I think there's something there. They keep doing buybacks. It's probably a good bet, but not one I have as much conviction in as these others. Here's some crazy performers. Imogen, I don't know how you pronounce it. $50 million market cap, up 468% on the day. OKB up 143% on the day. Nubcat, a big winner over there on Solana, up to 46 million, up 36% on the day, and seeing some chatter on the timeline once again. To our NFTs, we've got Beeple, another couple of Beeple sales, raised that floor 13%. Azuki up 8%. Again, we're going to come back to something here in a second. I'm dropping some teasers. Based Style, I'm guessing I think there was a $5 voyage in this. Currently, they end in about 3 hours. So if you're knocking out those OpenSea voyages, you got till you got a few hours to get them in.
I stopped doing the NFT ones, by the way. Yeah. Like I'm still doing the coin swapping ones because there's any reason. And yes, there's fees in there, but like I stopped doing the NFT one just because it was like they're bleeding out $1, $2, $3 on some of them, and I kind of was like, look, I have one of the highest OpenSea XPs that I know of right now compared to people because I was in the beta, so like. I don't think I want to like play that too hard.
Mutants down 6%, little Pudgies down 1.5%. Nodes, it's a base collection, maybe OpenSea based on the volume, but it looks like Base Style, probably the one that got most of that volume. This might be something different. If anyone knows what Nodes is, it says new, so would appreciate any insight on that. Pudgies down 2%, Apes down 4%, Moonbirds up 2% in the merge. Another new one here, I believe. Is that new? This is the old one. Yeah, when they did that celebrated the merge. Why are people buying this?
I don't know, man. It's who knows, man? Is it OpenSea Voyage? Is it something else? I don't even know, but
it's too low for OpenSea Voyage.
Yeah.
But 500 in volume, 94 sales. Maybe wash trading. I don't know. Don't read too much into that. It's too low to have 500 ETH on volume on only 994 sales. That doesn't make sense. Something's off there. Probably a wash trade. That happens from time to time. But the one thing I want to come back to, Steve, not only is they fell off the leaderboard here, but not only is our Azuki up. If you missed anime, did you see the announcement?
No. Like what caused it shooting up? I saw people talking about it this morning, but I missed it.
So. Let me find the tweet. I did pin it up top. The Game Square Holdings, I thought it was an NFT fund. I guess it's NFT and coins. This is Game. They're a publicly traded treasury company, and they're the ones that bought the Ape CryptoPunk. They just announced strategic partnership with Anime Coin Foundation in collaboration with Azuki. GameSquare named agency of record under a $2.5 million agreement. I don't even know what that means. What does agency of record mean? Can anyone educate me on that? I mean, I know what an agency of record might mean in like.
Yeah, I don't understand what it means in
Like
this
or a
context.
trust, but I don't know what it means as it relates to this. The deal expands our Web3 strategy, adds Anime Coin into our treasury alongside our targeted $250 million treasury of ETH, and brings together anime, gaming, and blockchain culture. In collaboration with Anime and Azuki, we'll launch new gaming plus anime merchandise, grow global awareness of Anime Coin, and create immersive fan experiences. This is a much deeper partnership than just them buying Anime Coin and putting it in their treasury. They're going to launch new gaming and anime merchandise. I don't know, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a good partnership. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm so disconnected from the Azuki ecosystem. I mean, like, seems cool, seems like a lot of good words. But I'm still not fully tracking exactly what they're doing with anime. Like, there's some IP, there's some merch, there's some I mean, I guess it's good, but, and maybe they're buying some coin, but like, I don't know. I'm waiting for Azuki. This is like, again, this communications thing. I need to go to Azuki and see how clearly they've explained what this means. Like, I'm going to go to their Twitter right now because, like, are you still a little like, I look at Azuki's main channel. This is announced. Like, there's nothing.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, there's nothing like, maybe it should be on Anime Coin. Anyway, keep going.
So this thing is they didn't buy $2.5 million. So it's confusing. First it says they will purchase $2.5 million in anime on the open market. And then in addition to that, under the 1-year term of the agreement, GameSquare will become the agency of record and will receive 2.5 million USD worth of Anime Coin. So buying 2.5 million and then getting another 2.5 million for its creative and agency services. GameSquare will support the Anime Foundation, expanding its reach and fortify its global gaming fandom. It goes on to talk about their 3-pronged crypto-native growth strategy, which is ETH-based treasury, through Dialect's on-chain yield platform targeting annualized yields of 8 to 14%, financialized art and culture asset strategy that looks to acquire culturally significant digital assets and NFTs targeting 6 to 8% annualized stablecoin yields. I don't understand how they're targeting stablecoin yields on art and NFT assets, but we can come back to that. Web3 operating strategy, then leveraging their creative agency and esports businesses to help crypto-native organizations grow global audiences, as well as high potential digital assets and yield opportunities in the company's treasury. This is very interesting to me. I, like you, I'm not deep in the anime ecosystem, but even down here, Anime Coin will be featured on the jerseys of FaZe Esports. It's a pretty big deal. Like what excites me about this, Steve, is it's not like most of these treasury companies today, they're just buying the asset. Some of them, that's all they're doing. They have no like business in the sense that they're selling product or generating revenue outside of yield, which is fine. That can work. But yeah, I read it the same way. They basically, they hired this marketing vendor, this agency, and they're paying them an Anime Coin. The agency also committed to matching that with buying Anime Coin. And I love this, man. I love the idea of like, this is like, it's a strategic investment. It's smart. It's money where it's not just buying the token. They're going to help them make the token and the assets more valuable by doing the esports stuff, by actually helping them market their brand. And I don't know enough about GameSquare Holdings to speak intelligently about their ability to execute on this, but if this works, like this could kind of change how agencies operate in crypto and Web3, no?
Yeah, I think if you're able to use your native coin, it's sort of like we've talked about this before, where we don't take deals, generally speaking, in tokens anymore, because a lot of times either they don't get paid, which we've had happen with like Pixel Vault type stuff, or the token is just completely crashing by the time we actually get the payout. But I think something like this is really interesting because this is a large agency taking a deal in a token and agreeing, kind of making us like, they're making a strategic investment in Azuki, essentially, in an Anime Coin. From what
and they have more than 15 crypto native deals and active discussions. Pipeline is deep, and the market opportunity is growing quickly. Like, this is some of the pushback on these treasury companies is what happens if number goes down? How do they keep the thing going without everyone just selling off their shares? Well, one way is build a real business. Not that a treasury company is not a real business, but you know what I mean. Build something with product and services that they're selling.
Yeah, no, I
revenue in addition to yield.
Well, like for Azuki, bullish if they're paying an anime coin. It's like they got it in their treasury. Yes, theoretically they could floor it or get rid of it, but sending it to someone who's not going to floor it and get rid of it and paying in them and looking at it potentially going up, like that's bullish. So like, yeah, I mean, Von Frunten nailed it. Like you said, 100% cap, align incentives via crypto beyond a typical fee for a service model. Very interesting, I guess, all things considered for Azuki and kind of what they're doing here. Seems like some kind of a deal. And I wonder if there's some deal where if these people already investors in Azuki, is there something behind the scenes going on there? So it's like a token move for that. But I see Warp Joe's come up to help try to maybe clarify some of the confusion. So Warp Joe, go ahead and get in here.
Just be gentle. If I'm being an idiot trying to figure this out, be gentle.
No, I think that how you read it, and I'm not reading it because I'm out running, but what it sounds like is Azuki's going to pay them $2.5 million in anime. These guys are going to go market make Azuki with products and potential partnerships. If the KPIs hit on the sales of the merch, then they pledge to turn around and put $2.5 million of that revenue back into the anime token, which is how come it's not announced that they bought anime on the open market, but they will buy anime on the open market. No, by the way, we're going to make a bunch of merch and stuff, and we have a pipeline funnel for strategic partnerships. Yay, us. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're thinking they're only committing to the additional $2.5 million buy if they hit certain KPIs and sell through on whatever product.
Yeah, because they're getting paid as a marketing agency to market the token. They're getting paid in the token. If the market making does what they've said that they can do, they've pledged to put $2.5 million back into the token. That's how I read it from your copy. So,
what are your thoughts? Do you like the strategy?
I mean, if you can utilize your token to get people to work for you, then more power to you. The thing is all these tokens need to be market made. And no amount of merch is going to make the token. You got to put tools on that token, and you have to drive volume and velocity into your token. Everybody thinks that utility. I mean, no. You need to run your token just like you would run your market if you were a hedge or any other trading firm. You're going to be running bots. You're going to be doing bids. You're going to be driving up volume. Then you're going to be selling into it. Then you're going to be buying back. Everybody thinks that if you can just stimulate your community with enough token, you're selling to the same people. Like you're selling to the same group of people. So in the beginning, it works. But then after a while, everybody kind of goes, okay, I got my stuff. Token's still where token is. You have to drive volume into the token. And the best way to do that is with actual tools. But these guys keep building these chains on the wrong foundational tooling. And then they wonder why their tokens don't work. So that's how I look at it. It'll get some run because, people love to speculate. People think that utility is the way to make things valuable. Speculation. And, when people are reading charts and they're like, look at the meme is catching. The meme's not catching. It's tools. It's literal bots making you feel a certain way. So you'll push the button. And then once you push the button, they've made their money. So, I like it. It's clever, but it's not going to do what everybody hopes it does.
Without the other. Yeah, it's one piece of the toolbox, right? Like clever. Yeah. I like
and
it.
It's just this. Yeah.
It's just not by
and
itself.
And this firm have. Right. And the thing you have to understand is that the lift to understand how to build those tools doesn't happen on an L3 built on top of Arbitrum.
That's fair.
Because those tools don't exist there. And what I mean is like you're legitimately it'd be like if you bought a property in your state and then your plan was to put a multi dwelling on there and you needed to build an underground parking. And then you go to the city and they go, yeah, you can't dig here, man. We can't let you do that. This is a flood zone, whatever the reason is, you can't build your underground parking. Well, your plan's fundamentally changed. These guys can't build the underground parking, but they don't know it. So they just keep doing the thing, hoping nobody notices. And that's how come token volume happens on Solana and not on these, gaming chains, culture chains, whatever chains, because they just don't have the ability with the tools that they've been given. They can't dig the underground parking to support their multi-structure units, and their renters are all going to be parking on the street and getting tickets.
It's a good analogy. I might have read it wrong.
So, yeah.
The announcement from the Anime Coin account does say that
if they bought the 2.5, then it's a different story.
Yeah, it does say beginning with an initial $2.5 million open market purchase is what the Anime Coin
okay, good says. Then they're bought into the token. They still got to go make that money now. But what do you have what, $2.5 to $5 million in this token? You got to sell a lot of merch.
Yeah.
And go back to that language. Come on, you've ran a company before. What does a lot of prospects or whatever in our funnel mean? like that's a nothing language. That's corporate speak, right? We got a lot of people who are really interested in paying us or having us pay them so that they can slap the logo of whatever we're representing on their materials.
I agree.
Good luck.
If the 15 number is real, I think it's still reasonable to think that 1 to 3 of them probably close.
Oh yeah, no. I don't mean it in that way. What I mean is that a lot of these deals are positioned in a way so it looks like the party is paying you.
Mm-hmm.
But really, the party's not paying you. You're paying the party, or you're just doing basically a rev share on whatever you determine is the output, the ROI on the deal, right? You don't show up to a brand and go, hey, here's my shit token. Want to represent this token? Instead, you show up and you go, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is how you earn. This is where it benefits you. Let's make this deal. And then you come back and you say, look, I got you guys on this, or I got you guys on that. I got you guys on an F1 car. Okay, cool. Does it make the token go up? Does it make the tool that you don't have to make the volume on that token have volume go up? No, right? The token is literally a piece of software that needs to be powered in a specific way to continuously put in the money and take out the money to drive signals on a chart that then make larger whales come in and know that they can earn off of the fees in that token. And if you do that, you have a vibrant economy. And if you don't, then you're asking whatever club, nightclub, burger stand, barbershop, if they'll accept payments in this token, and you'll take care of them on the ramp with whatever fees they lose. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. You got to build the right tools, and then you can get the right token. Good luck to them. Hopefully it helps our token. I haven't really looked at it in a long time. But at the end of the day, I think they're an anime company, and they'll probably make more money just, telling good stories. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, it's
to all parties involved.
All valid, all good insight. I get excited. I'm excited about something new, right? It is, maybe it's not rocket science, but it's novel. And when we're in this,
oh no, it gives prospects.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, because there's so much that come on, man. We've talked about this in the war room. We've talked about this privately. There's so much crap out there that just never actually comes to fruition. It's nice to see somebody trying to. And Azuki's a clever company. They do clever things, right? But don't invest in that token because you think Arrow go up because some kids in Tokyo or Hong Kong bought T-shirts or whatever the merch is. That's all I'm saying. Is token is one thing, merch is another thing. You can't show me how merch make token go up. The company's going to tell them that they can do it, but it's very I used to run a marketing and promotion company when I was in high school and college, right? we were involved with albums that sold 370 million copies. Right now, I can tell you that I helped sell a bunch of Eminem albums. You know, we were there for the first one, second one, third one, the fourth one, right? And I can say my store sold 700,000 copies the first week of the second album, and I got a platinum plaque for it. All that is true. Did I help Eminem sell those albums? I don't know, right? I made it available. I made it known, but he was fucking Eminem, right? So that's what Azuki needs to do. They need to go and get people to have attention, and then they need to have the tools around it to make it possible. That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah, no, I agree. I also think it is, if I'm in anime, or if I'm in Azuki, and like especially now we have so much, like what could they do to market their brand? They could do an InfoFi campaign, go pay Kaido 6 figures plus rewards. They could go hire some KOLs and pay them 6 figures plus. They could go traditional route and hire an agency and just send them cash and hope the agency delivers. I like the fact the agency's vested. To your point, they still have to execute. It's not in itself enough to make number go up on the token, but it's just it's shared alignment. Like the agency wants to see anime do well. It's not just like, whereas if Azuki just cut him a check for $2 million, the agency's paid. Like success or, win or lose, they're getting theirs. Here, like they have a vested interest for their campaign and their sales to do well, right?
Sure, and I would assume that shared alignment is nice. I do wonder, I wonder what skill set a company buying token has in making the token. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's very,
just because you can buy this. Yeah, it's like
two very different skill
I think
sets.
I think there's too many people who think because I can own the thing, I know what to do with the thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I wholeheartedly agree.
And so I believe they'll put out the merch, and I believe they'll get some eyeballs on the brand. That doesn't mean that they drive sustained value into this piece of software that fluctuates in price by the second. Right? That's the thing you have to take care of if your goal is to drive value into the token. Because you have to get people who aren't connected to the brand to find that they can achieve some sort of value by supporting that token, short-term, long-term, midterm, whatever their time horizon is. And you can set up a treasury company, you can go buy blocks of token, but you don't have to market make ETH, right? Like you don't have to drive asset value into ETH merch or Solana merch, right? I mean, the fucking foundation will market make Solana for you. Like they do that already. But with this token, you got to get other people, because Azuki already pissed off their whales, right? Like their whales broke up. And that would have been who would have been supporting this token. That would have been the message you give to them is like, hey guys, for all the support that you guys have, for all those rares that you guys have, for all that work, here's the tools. Buy into this token. We're going to show you how to run the mevs. You're going to make money here. Stay with us. You do that, you have a vibrant token, because those guys are just fronting the cash and you're just running it for them. Here, you're relying on a third party who I don't think they know what they're going to do, because you got to build bots. You got to test it. You got to there's a lift technology wise that goes beyond how many extra large shirts do we order.
Yep.
They're going to get their lunch money stole. Please, I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good.
Get their lunch money stole because you know what I'm saying? If they do not come with the proper strategy and understand the market the way that it works, and like he says, they put the mevs out and stuff like that, they're just going to get their lunch money stolen. This is going to go backwards.
Yeah. So, and then what happens is you burn that. So I think it'll be fine for a minute. And I think it's a good way to get people to work for you is to give them your token and say, hey, here's the token, go earn. But I don't think it makes that, talking from an investment standpoint, I'm not going to go put 10 grand into anime because of this announcement.
Yeah,
That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah, Games really needs the token act. Like, to an outsider, marketing a merch and marketing a token may seem like the same thing, may seem like the same skill sets. Market making a token, very different skill set. And so probably my biggest takeaway from this last year or two, Steve, is just becoming at least self-aware that I have no clue how to do that. And it's far more complex than what I initially thought. And there's really good market makers. There's maybe some average market makers, and there's some really bad market makers. And if GameStop or GameSquare, doesn't have that piece figured out, because like here's another announcement. They clearly have clout in the gaming streets. They partnered with Epic. This is an announcement yesterday. They just partnered with Ubisoft on the launch of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Siege 6. So like they clearly can they figured out the gaming side of things. Making merch isn't that difficult, but market making a token is a entirely different world. And if they have those individuals, if they partner with the right people there, it's gonna be really exciting. But if not, it would be an uphill battle, I believe. So I'm really interested to play along, and it gets me thinking, like, who else might take this same approach that GameSquare is doing with having, and not maybe they do, I just don't know, but take the same approach that they're doing here from a marketing agency standpoint and have world-class market makers on the team, or partner up with those world-class market makers, then things could get really exciting.
Yeah, I think kind of like to Joe's point, like there's a couple things in play here. And we'll go back to Joe in a second, but I think it's like there is the service level thing of they're paying in token, easy for them to do, get a line incentive, get a vested interest. On paper, great. There's the next kind of level of that where it's like, but if they don't have the proper tools in place to kind of get the token running, then it's a non-starter, which is a whole different world. To your point, it's sort of like there's a bunch of people eating really expensive high-end sandwiches, and I'm running for some scraps of bread to see if I can do it along the way, and I'm just totally fine with that. That's the game I'm playing. I am not the billionaire market maker. I'm not the person who's deep into tech who's doing that. I'm literally figuring out DeFi as of a week and a half ago. So I think there's that. But yeah, I think there's the two separate things you can say, which both are true, which to the point, and I think Joe agree with this. We'll go back to him in a second here, which is good aligned incentives, good that they're doing the thing with token, good that for Azuki, it's a smart and clever play the way Azuki's doing it, good morale booster for holders and people who are looking at the ecosystem, not necessarily going to moon the token or get people overly excited based on the tools not being in place and how it's built. So I think all of those things can be true at the same time. And for me, it's like exciting to see. I guess the exciting takeaway for me, just as somebody in the industry, is I'm excited to see this type of deal get done because people are getting way more comfortable with Tokies. They're getting way more comfortable with payment. They're getting way more comfortable with investing in them. They're getting way more comfortable. Like, I don't think we see this same deal a year ago. And so I think that is a positive outcome that we're seeing regardless. And I guess that would be my take on it as the sort of, high level on that end. Joe, get back in here.
Yeah, just really quick. You got to remember, going back to the chain itself, you have to be able to have the tools on the chain to do the things that any market maker on your team would do. There are a lot of different types of people who claim to be able to make a market. There are different tiers to the business. The ones that you've heard of aren't good at it. So that's the first thing to remember. And the second thing is that anyone who's good at it is going to look over there and be like, you don't have the things I need. And unless you're going to give me a giant upfront, I'm not going to make enough in fees to do it. So good luck. You're going to need somebody else to do it. When you look at tokens and you think, who the hell is trading this thing? Why is there all this volume? That's a token that knows what it's doing. It's being run by the right people. When you look at tokens that you think should have volume, and you're like, why is this thing so stagnant? Why does it take these massive dips? That's a token that doesn't know what it's doing. And those are teams that shouldn't have put out the product. So good luck to them. Good luck to that company. You know, all things considered, I think they're going to start hitting up their Discord and trying to get people to buy merch.
Joe,
at the end of the day, that's the thing. Go ahead.
No, I have a question about, like, you talk about the architecture, because we talk about, like, what makes tokens run, and obviously Solana's well positioned to do that. I've become more excited about Solana since I've actually, in the past week and a half, again, just transparently playing around with the LP, starting to look at some of the tools that exist in Solana. I'm like, oh, these are not only more user-friendly, but they seem like they're really well built out. So again, I know I'm way late to the game on that in this space, but just sharing the journey there. Similarly speaking, I see, and it's probably my timeline bias, I see a lot of people talking about abstract and memes on abstract. Is there tooling in place to do these sorts of things on abstract, or is this just a pure vibes play by, the abstract cabal? Because I think people are looking at, like, where they can park a little bit of money here and there. Obviously, people are XP farming, but do you think abstract has the ability to do that outside of sort of Pengu, which has market makers?
No. I like the abstract team. I'll say that. I like my friends who are Pengs. But I think what you're seeing right now at abstract is a bunch of KOLs faded it hard. And now they're all suddenly perking up and being like, oh shit, I can earn over here. Hey, timeline, look at me, I'm early. And now they're all jumping in, and there's a little bit of a FOMO. And I hope the chain leans into that and just milks these idiots. But the problem over there is that that Saigar's philosophy on farmers is anti, and that's cool. But when you work really hard to get rid of farmers, then you're working really hard to get rid of the whales who bring you the money. And the thing that I think people get really upset about is that they think farmers are bad for an ecosystem because the farmers will win and they'll post these post TGE, look at all the money I made. Well, the farmer brought a ton of money, right? If you show up with 2,000 ETH and you put in 6 or 8 months of having your capital in place and you're working the system and continuously refining your software to do the farm, what should your benefit be? Because you've driven millions, if not tens of millions of transactions to that chain sequencer, and you've driven tokens and other products over there up, making their ecosystem seem extremely vibrant, which then allows standard retail CT to look and say, oh, there's a place for me to earn a couple $1,000s. I'm going to go park some money in there. And that is the cycle, right? Now, when you tell the farmers, go fuck yourself, they don't bring their money, because then what happens is after TGE, the farmers don't take their money off the chain. They leave that money and they take their winnings, or they leave their winnings and they take some of their ETH back, and then they go to the next field and they build a nice little agricultural field there and they farm there for a while. And that is the cycle, right? Now, go ahead and get rid of farmers and get rid of civils and get rid of all that stuff so you can say this is clean and you regular guy can win, and that's fantastic, right? Cool. But like, you need to show institution you have TVL, because that makes them feel really safe about putting millions of dollars onto your chain. And if you can't do that, then they don't bring their money, because they look and they say, why would I park it here when I can go park it on that chain with a bear mascot, or that chain with Jesse as a mascot, or that chain with the bald guy as a mascot? And you go park your money there, because your job as institution is to not get wrecked, right? Because it's not your money, it's your LP's money. And when you wreck your LP, you don't have a job no more, right? You got to go work at Arrow Capital or whatever, right? 3 Arrow. So like, speed into the KOL pump. Those guys were all late and they faded Luca. I hope Luca uses the shit out of them, drives value into his holders and the people who have been there the longest. That'll feed the cycle. Everybody will be happy. The KOLs will then not win, and they will make some mean tweets in 3 months, and then they'll all fuck off to go and try to milk somebody else for money. And that is the cycle we are in. So it's a nice chain, but if you tell the farmers to go away, they go away and they put their money somewhere else. And I guess for anybody in the audience who doesn't like the cycle, I would say if you took 2,000 ETH and you put it into somebody's wallet, which is what you're doing, you're locking it into a smart contract. What do you think you should benefit in 6 months for doing that? So that's me. That's my opinion.
I'm dying at still at like the chain with Jesse as a mascot. That was well played.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
He's a goober. He's a goober.
He tweets a lot. He tweets a lot. Like I firmly believe that if your dev is tweeting, they ain't coding. They ain't a dev. They're a content guy with a hobby in development. Because when you're developing, like when you're doing your job, you don't have time to write tweets. So I always marvel at the output of some of these developers and engineers. I'm just like, holy shit, you must be real special, because like when I'm working, I can't go rant on Twitter. I instead just go rant in your Discord.
Well, I mean, even well, first of all, like hilarious, just because like I think it's like funny because he is so awkwardly trying to do the TikToks, and I always say like, it's just I say this affectionately, Jesse's a goober. I'm kind of a goober, I get it, but like he's a goober. He just is a little awkward, like the handshake fist bump thing with Brian at the Brian Armstrong at the Coinbase event. It's just him trying to like talk to people and do TikToks in public with like they pair him with somebody who knows how to do them, and the person you could tell they're just like. It feels like when you're like babysitting your like the same way he would be feeling about that person if they were coding and doing tech, they feel about him doing TikTok videos. But like, it's like he's out there, which I appreciate. He's doing it. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying there. I mean, even when I'm working a ton on anything in the space, I don't have time to do content or be on the timeline as much. Like when I was doing Starbucks, it was like I was totally disconnected from day-to-days on a regular basis, sometimes like going days without tweeting because I was doing the work. So yeah, very interesting. But yeah, Jesse as a mascot is funny. I still think base, it's like, I'm not trying to say this is a knock to Jesse. I respect Jesse. I like Jesse. He's got like, he's built something really awesome. I would love to see them bring in some people to be their like face of the chain who aren't the dev, who are better at that game, because I think there's such an opportunity for base, and I feel like they're kind of losing some people with like, Jesse telling them to coin everything and how they're approaching it. I think there's better ways to go about it, but
I just think they don't care, because you got to remember, right? Like Coinbase expected base to do around 35 to 40 million in 2024 to add to its book. And instead it did like 380 million on its sequencer. And like all of a sudden Coinbase entering into like Q3, Q4 was like re-messaging to stockholders like, oh, like this is a really important aspect of our business. And then like all of a sudden now you got like money that's looking at it and going like, hey, what's next year's plan? Right. And like, so if you're averaging 6.5 million transactions a day, like Coinbase was doing in 2024 for like, the second half, like you suddenly went from a project in a department to a leading product for a mega billion-dollar company. And now you're having to drive, like you didn't have KPIs, you didn't have metrics you needed to make, right? They were just like, yeah, go ahead, start a chain, cool. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, they're expecting me to deliver 100%, up arrow on our transactions. How do I do that? Right? Oh, let's coin everything. Okay, cool. Well, now I'm doing 15 or 13 million transactions a day. Sequencer's pumping, that he's going to do 800 million. Cool deal. We have metrics are happy. And now I get to have an awkward fist bump handshake with my extremely bald boss. And as a person who buzz clips my hair, with like a zero gap, like put some powder on that thing so it's not so shiny. That's all I would say. And also he should grow a beard, because like he kind of looks like a cue ball. So that's my opinions. And I've said that to that guy's face before at a dinner, so I'm not afraid to say it on a Twitch space.
If he can grow a beard, even a goatee, he could look like a an NFL kicker or something. Like he's got the look going. He could get
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, and then
Absolutely.
yeah. It's yes.
Anyways, that's my thoughts, and that's how come they don't need to hire a KOL, or they don't need to hire that type of a person, because they're doing 15 million transactions a day. Why would you go and pay somebody to be your mascot? You got this guy. He's already doing it, right? Like, people can feel however they feel. Arrow go up, right? And so that's why I think that about that. Anybody else you want me to install, or should I go back and run?
I'll let you go back and run. We'll go back to you if we think of anybody else that you want to take a shot at, their physical appearance or otherwise. Agree, a solid beard, a solid goatee would get a lot going for Brian Armstrong. A full-on beard might make him a little bit of a crypto sex symbol if he can do that sort of thing. So maybe he can.
I think the $150 million Bel Air mansion and the like $50 million house in the Bay already makes him the sex symbol.
Yeah,
you get a lot of shit done if you have a $150 million mansion in Bel Air. Like, you get to go to a lot of really interesting parties. Probably parties that end up in like 20 years with somebody being arrested, but you definitely get to go to the cool events, which is why you buy it.
Yeah, any beanbag chairs in there would be well. That's a deep reference. I don't know if people are going to actually catch. I know you did, but yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, the beanbags are amazing. Just don't have that guy's hair.
Yeah,
like you gotta give. Okay, just like you brought it up. Okay. So, like, you think about it like this, and I've had this conversation with people who I find serious and well-informed. I think if SBF was better looking, he would not have been arrested. Okay? Because if you look at the Winklevoss, if you look at Armstrong, I'm not saying Armstrong's a good-looking guy. He's not a bad-looking guy. He's just a guy. But there was a character mascot vibe with SBF, and he wasn't dating, what's that girl's name everybody likes right now?
I was going to take it one step further and say that's why he was arrested, because he was dating Caroline.
Yeah. That's what I was about to get to, without trying to be insulting to the person he was having his relationship with. Had he been with that Sweeney girl, that's her name, right? Or like, somebody, who like, media is like, oh my God, she's a media darling, right? Like, had he been with one of them, they'd have been like, look, he's just, he's a goofy guy, but like, they jailed the Chinese guy, and they jailed the fluffy haired chubby guy. And then they left the tall, good looking guy and the guy with the $150 million Bel Air mansion who can invite politicians to his house and wine and dine him. Those guys didn't go, but all the other Central Exchange guys. Now, I don't know what the Kraken guy looks like. And I know that the crypto.com guys aren't really big enough to get anybody's attention, even though they try really hard. But like, look at the Central Exchange owners who have been prosecuted and the ones who haven't been prosecuted, and none of them did anything that the other isn't doing. There's just some sort of a bias there, and I've constantly wondered if he had either been very timeline friendly in the sexy pics, or if he had been dating a hot model or 6 of them, if he'd have been arrested. And I'm not joking.
There's
I seriously think it goes somewhere.
I'm convinced there's some multiverse where CZ doesn't come after him, they don't go bust, and our world is very different with SBF being the still remaining the main character.
Oh God, it would be terrifying. That guy with his Anthropic bag.
Any models?
No, not at all. That was part of his problem. Is he needed to be socially acceptable, and he wasn't. So. And I'm not I don't really care about these guys either way. I think using a Central Exchange is kind of funny, but like, I just find it very interesting who they prosecuted and who they chose to let walk red carpets with their really tall model girlfriends, wives.
Yeah, it's interesting how some people have an aw shucks, I can get away with anything thing. Like, I watch a lot of trashy reality TV shows, and you'll notice when somebody comes on, there are people who have certain levels of scumbaggery, and people with the same level of scumbaggery get absolutely killed for it. But those people with the aw shucks, you can get away with it ability, do the same scumbaggery, and everyone's like, that's just them. They're so silly. Haha, they made a joke or whatever. And so, yeah, it's very interesting. SBF also, though, very smart. It's just very degenerate and very irresponsible, but brilliant guy. One of the smartest guys you will ever know or meet. So smart that he thought he could make it all back. So it's just, there's something to be said there, but smart guy. Cap, took a little bit of a walk there. Let's do this. I'm going to get us back on track with some bullish vibes with more, and then we can figure out what else we want to hit before we run out the show here.
The more you know, brought to you by ENS.
Rock, paper, hands. Before I do more, no. Very smart. SBF is very smart. Like, again, I will tell you that he's degenerate. He made some bad mistakes. He was psycho about some things. He was irresponsible. He was immature. Very, 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 very smart. Like, and like, I know this factually, not like I'm saying this as like he's a smart guy from my opinion. Like, I know enough people who have met, been around him, smart people, all the like, who have said like, just genius level brilliance, but that doesn't always correlate to success, doesn't always correlate to common sense. Very, very, very smart. That said, it's time for the more brought to you by ENS. And let's talk about Ethereum, which is just hitting some numbers, 3,600, 3,700, just continuing to cook up, 4,600. Just Ethereum 5K seems programmed, Ethereum 10K seems programmed. But let's talk a little bit about ETH's journey. It first broke resistance from $10 to $100 in mid-2017. Hitting 100 on May 19th, 2017, then to 1,000 on January 9th, 2018. Incredible leaps signals crypto was entering a new era. The real fireworks came in late 2021 on November 9th. ETH surged to their all-time high of 48.15. We are so close. And some records peg it even higher to 48.78 or 48.92, depending on your data source. Fast forward to 2025, ETH is roaring again. In August, we climbed past 4,500, past 4,600, past 4,700 for the first time in over 3 years, fueled by aggressive institutional buying and ETF inflows, corporate accumulation, thanks to our guy Tom Lee with Bitmine, and of course, SharpLink Gaming with Joe Lubin. These surges aren't just move prices, they reflect glowing legitimacy, stacking adoption, and renewed investor confidence. So there you have it. Ethereum's most jaw-dropping climbs, the early breakout from 100 to 1,000, the explosive 2021 to 4,800, and now in 2025, maybe busting through to that all-time high. And that was the More You Know, brought to you by ENS. ENS, not just anchoring your name across Web3, but anchoring it across the internet. It's your identity, simple, memorable, and unmistakably yours. Security, interoperability, and ease of use. Go to ens.domain to secure your ENS domain today. ETH season feels good, man. ETH season feels good. Cap, I know we got about 20 minutes if we want to keep rocking it. We got Rec teasing a collaboration with BAYC. We got an OpenSea AI creator competition for a 10K prize. Pretty impressive to say. They're doing almost.
I saw the announcement. I didn't see the details. Is it one like first prize gets 10K or is it divvied up differently?
Oh, great question. I actually thought it was first prize 10K, but perhaps it is 10K in prizes. I didn't read closely enough. My attention to detail is sometimes lacking a little bit with the ADHD going on. Final details, let's see right here. Top 5 selections will be rewarded a tiered prize pool of 10K, so there you go. Top 25 honorable mentions will receive XP. Stolen creative work will be disqualified. 2 minutes max for video entries. So we'll be seeing a ton of good OpenSea stuff out there. Kind of smart doing their own Kaido farm almost in some ways. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably passing on that one, but if that's your thing, if that's your journey, go take a shot at it.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some good stuff come out of that. I know OpenSea's been leaning heavily into the AI stuff as well. Other thing I had, it looks like another rec drink coming out, so I'm guessing I'm not going to full send. I'll do my normal 2 cases in my typical fashion probably when this thing drops, but it looks like Base and Rect is coming out with a drink together. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, good on them. I not only is did we get this announcement from Rect and then followed up by Base. Rect drinks tweeted out this. Blue Rect said something is brewing. Base says who's thirsty. And then we got, I'm not finding it now. Maybe it was in the, it doesn't matter. There is a, ooh, that reminds me though. I'll come back to what I just jotted down. I did see MoonPay replied or quote tweeted this maybe and said, we're thirsty. So it's like, not only does Rect continue to, knock down basically as big as collaborations as you could hope for in this space, after they do Base, I know it's not Coinbase, but for all intents and purposes, it's a relationship with Coinbase. They'll have done a collaboration with the two largest centralized exchanges in the world. And then, I don't know, I'm not finding the MoonPay said something like basically alluding that they wanted to do a collaboration. So my whole point being is not only are they knocking these down, oh yeah, here it is. I found it finally. They are getting inbound requests, from others that want to collaborate.
Publicly.
Yeah, we're getting thirsty, says MoonPay. Oh, we are now. Like, there you go. There's the next one. Like, this just, it can end. Sure, they can run out of every major collaboration, and then they may do another one. Like, who says they can't do a
Mr. Beast? You know what I mean? Like anybody, right? Like I know Mr. Beast is ridiculous, but like forget like just crypto related. How long until they break out and they have a major Web 2 collaboration that we're like, whoa, Rec Drinks and I don't know, fucking Delta Airlines. They're doing it. They have, you know what I mean? Like Rec Drink plus like whatever, Apple. I know these are like ridiculous, but you get the point. Like, who's to say that they won't do enough of these that a company says, yeah, I want in on that.
Yeah, I agree. And in the story, facts tell, but stories sell. And the story is an incredible one so far. You may just do your two. Like there's almost, I can't see an outcome where this doesn't sell out. Not only that, I can't see an outcome where it doesn't sell out in minutes. Like it just, they've got a pretty insane flywheel, and the way they built this thing, the supporters matter. Like they have raving fans. So much so that they need to come up with a new model for the NPS score, because like a 10 out of 10 is just not doing them justice.
Yeah. It's interesting because, I know we talked about this, but it's like the token has been flat-ish, I would say, like comparatively to the other tokens. I know it's obviously up with the market with everything else, but like, I look at what it's at now, and it is, let's see what I haven't checked in a minute the exact, because again, with the market flying, maybe it's going to be a little bit different, but it's been kind of the laggard after a major move up. So like, obviously it's been way ahead, but it's you look at comparatively to the rest of the market, it's like, I don't know, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it's like, 24 hours, you have ETH up 7%, Sol up 13%, Hyperliquid up 7%, Flow up 10%. I have it on my list. Polygon 5, Billy Betts 20. All these big numbers in the past 24 hours, and then you have Rect up 5.7. Not small, but in the past week, let me give you the 1 week numbers on this. So 1 week, Bitcoin 5.8% up, Ethereum 31% up, Solana 24% up, Hyperliquid 24% up, Pengu 13% up, Rect 1.7. So it's had a little bit of a cool off, which was due because it was actually cooking everything.
Kind of cooled off. It's still up 177% on the month.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know if it's even cooled off. Like it's just not continued to rip in, in ratio to the majors that are ripping. But
yeah, I just didn't expect Solana in a week to do 25x better, and Ethereum in a week to do 30x better, and Bitcoin in a week to do 5x better. Right. I guess that's my point, is like, not a real cool off. It's cooking. The month it had to, but like, where does your thesis go on this one? Not that the thesis changed, but it's like, again, are you still stacking? Are you pushing? Yep. Are you moving like ETH because ETH's gone up in there? Like, what is your plan here with this?
It's in my buy. Like, so same. I really would like to get it on Hyperliquid so I could do more with my liquid capital, and I would. That's one I probably would lever up at whatever they would give me. Like I say that, like if they go 100x, I'm not doing that, but I would, I just bought $50 a Billy this morning to qualify for the OpenSea voyage. Like Rec's been one to where anytime there's a little extra or I'm making any sort of like, I got to do a swap. Like those are the two I'm swapping into right now. It's easy and it checks those the voyages off. But I'm not selling anything now. I say that there are some NFTs and stuff that if I do eventually sell those, then chunks would get deployed into the 5 or 6 alts that I'm long on. Rec being one. Yeah, nothing changes. I still think it's really underpriced relative to other tokens and the potential I think it has. Just like we were talking earlier, I think Apes holding strong without any known catalyst is very bullish for Pudgies. I think Rect holding strong with it's just still so early in their life cycle. I don't know. I think we're really early in terms of where it can get to. Maybe not. Maybe it's already hit its top and it just chops from here. I just think that's unlikely.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, a couple of things in the chat. Von Front said, if Rec partnered with the Knicks, does that mean that the drinks disappear by June? Jambert in the chat saying the 1 million is like their proof of concept. I'd love to go into the store and buy it like you can Liquid Death. So it's like, that's the thing.
That's the next model is they get their million and then they take that story and then they go talk to the 7-Elevens, the supermarkets of the world, the distribution partners, and then it's up like, can the business really disrupt the drink? It's very tough, man. It's a really, really, really tough industry. Liquid Death did it. Why can't Rect? There's no answer you're going to give me that I would agree with. Like, I'm not saying they're going to. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to be the next $1 billion drink brand, but why can't they? I don't think there's an answer that anyone can say, oh yeah, you're right, I should sell my Rec bag. I think so. Play that out. They go from shipping 1 million units their first year to 100 million units in year 2. What does that do to the token price? I don't know. It's not a 1-to-1, but it's hard for me to see them continuing their success with their drink line, with the actual real product they're selling, and token price not continuing to accrue value.
Yeah, it's a thing where I have a bigger bet on Rec than I do on a lot of other things, just by how my risk tolerance goes. But I have this strong urge to be just irrational and push more, which is like crazy for me. It's just, I don't see, like, it is, again, I didn't check the market cap when I was there last time, but I think the market cap of Rect is like 500 mil still, right?
Yep.
500 mil, 510, something like that.
Exactly 510 at this moment.
Okay.
Just went from 507 to 510.
Okay, so there you go. So
that's fully diluted. Circulating market cap is 310.
Got it. So I guess you're looking at a 510 market cap, and you're thinking to yourself.
Also, hold on. Sorry, I just realized this. Yes, there is a pool on base. Like Rec has a pool on base, just like they do on Solana. Whoa, I don't think we've really talked about much. I know some people hit it. We hit it on the headlines. But part of my thesis and why actually, it's not part of the thesis. It confirms my priors. So it makes me even more bullish. But when did all the base coins go live on Coinbase? Like, that's a big deal. But no one's talking about this. Like, you're going to be able to, like, people are going to be, my mom, if she wants to get some exposure to Brecht and Billy, she's going to be able to do that pretty soon in her Coinbase app. Like, do we know when that goes live, by the way?
I didn't see the timing on that at all. But no,
I remember, like, it's like tier 1 listings still matter. And
it's access. It's access, right? That's what you're talking about. It's like access. You're like looking at the access point. And yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I look at Rect, to your point, like, and I know we've done this exercise before, just to share CoinGecko. So let's look at Rect. Market caps around it. Superverse, don't know. Compound, not sure. Core, not sure. Blendex, don't know. Maple Finance, I've heard of. Obviously, ApeCoin's right there. EtherFi makes sense to me. Mog's up there. But it's like, I don't know. Like, Helium, I know. Starknet. But it's like, I look at these coins, like you can't tell me that
Decentraland is more valuable than Rect. I don't buy it.
Yeah, Decentraland Mana is.
I'm actually, I don't know, but I would bet that Rect has generated 10x the amount of revenue that Decentraland has this year.
Vision. I don't know. I look at some and see some ones that make sense. Sandbox Sand is still up there. Remember Sandbox? I look at some of these ones, and even the ones I've heard of, it's like Virtuals feels like it should be higher, given that. But I don't know. It's like even from here, like $1 billion seems not crazy. So I don't know. It's like it feels like I know Dog with Hat caught a lot of like steam. Dog with Hat's $1 billion coin. You can't tell me that, like, and maybe I'm just a boomer. It's a dog wearing a hat. I get it. It's funny. It's cute. Rec seems like more interesting to me than Dog with Hat. And so I don't know. Like, it feels like there is a upward potential momentum. It feels like I'm not bullish enough. I'm like resisting the urge to push more because I feel good about it, but I'm also trying to like maintain my personal investing strategy and make sure I stay true to my game there. But yeah, it feels quite bullish when they are selling out drink drops in that period of time, and every time there's a dip, it gets absolutely eaten up. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Rock Paper Hand says a Dog with Hat is mega cringe because I'm a boomer. That's me. It's not mega cringe. It's just, mega cringe isn't even how I would describe it. I don't know if you're speaking for yourself, but like, just Dog with Hat doesn't do much for me. I get it. I understood what happened there. I understood the fun, the joke. It's cute. I get it. It's just not my journey. And I just wonder how many people, I just think there's enough people as we get into business season that are going to be excited about Rect. But Cap, anything else on your agenda before we let everyone run out of here?
Yeah, I just posted a tweet up top from Cab with Klainos. And this isn't actually what I was looking for, but related. There is a, I'm going to have to find it because I don't know who it is, but one of like the hottest TikTok influencers right now, they had product placement on a rec can. If anyone knows who the TikToker is, let me know. But someone who's got
yeah, I saw this. I've seen them as a boomer myself. I have seen Instagram reels with and Twitter posts with these influencers. Although
this is so. Let me finish this and let's go. I'll find that one, or you can find it. But this is just came out from Cab, who basically going to be hosting a space soon with Kale, Nobody Sausage, along Chimpers, and a few other native Web3 native IP brands, helping build social presence. Like, this stuff is, I hate even saying like onboarding the masses or onboarding the normies. I'm not even talking about onboarding them on chain. I'm just talking like proliferation. Like, Luca had it right. Like, the proliferation, getting the brand out there, it matters. And as our world moves forward, as pretty soon you're going to be able to trade every base coin on Coinbase, like, we're one step closer to anyone who sees this on TikTok having access, to your point. Is that it? Yeah, here. Thank you, Diablito. You're the man.
I pinned it. Are you looking for the TikTok one? I pinned it.
Yeah, Diablito's a legend. He just dropped it in the chat. Steve pinned it up top. But yeah, this is Rect Drinks Apple Abstract product placement in Jay Renshaw video featuring Allison Dunbar. Not on my bingo card. The video is playing here.
Oh, go for it. Just set her down. Oh, really?
I'm going to mute the audio, but you can, if you watch closely, you'll see the Rect can in her hand. And I believe OSF. I don't know why he would lie or has any reason to. Right there it is. See it? He had no idea. Like, it was a genuine, somehow she got this drink, and it wasn't paid placement. It was just genuine product placement in a TikTok. She's holding a Rect can. Now, is that going to send the token to 10x from here? Not in itself, but like, this is how brands grow. And I think we sometimes hear, because of the speed of crypto, because of just the insane asymmetric gains you can see sometimes, I think we often think, oh, if a brand doesn't go from zero to mainstream in 90 days, it's a failure. World doesn't work like that. Like most brands build for decades before people find out about them. Labubu's, there was one in my coffee shop yesterday. It's taken over the world. Labubu's didn't just start. They've been on this track for years. Like it takes often, not just years, often decades for brands to reach any sort of, forget global, even national awareness and national recognition. So I don't think we give time enough credit here for these startups that are building real businesses that have, whether it's products or services, something that's going outside of our realm. It doesn't happen overnight. And from my perspective, seeing this sort of stuff, like seeing that TikTok video with one of the leading influencers on TikTok and Rex just there, that's real signal. And you know what? Even if it was paid, hat tip, good on them. I don't care. Like, it's just, that stuff is not easy to do. And we've had a few really good examples. Maybe it's a biased take. I believe it started with Apes and Guy Osiri, and we've seen Luca lean into it beyond just the toys. We're seeing Rec do it now. And all this being said, Steve, if I were to buy another NFT right now of an established brand, we talk about that consolidation, I'm going full circle all the way to the back. If it's not, actually, if I were to sell my Mythic for 10x the floor, I would go sweep five Mythics and a Rec guy or two. Same reason. I only have one Rec. I don't want to sell it. I would like a few to sell on the run up.
Yeah. I it's one of the ones I regret that I looked at quite a bit. And now I don't even know what the floor of a Rec guy is, but too high for me.
This is the other thing. This is a great take. There are enough people sitting on hundreds of cases from these drops. I bet a few started sending them out to influencers. Yeah. That's another part of this flywheel that it's the first time I've heard anyone say this. I did see a tweet yesterday. I apologize. I don't know who to give credit to, but someone said every time they have friends over, they send a case with them, to the point where now friends are coming back asking for more. Like, part of the flywheel, when you reward your earliest supporters with token, that number go up and they keep buying way more cases than they can afford or can possibly drink, they're going to give those away. Some are just going to give them their friends that come over. Some, because they're a Rec trillionaire, they'll be like, what can I do with these extra 37 cases I have? I don't know. Maybe I'll send it to my friend who, plays the NFL, or my influencer friend. No obligations, no expectations. But if they drink it and they get caught on video, it's going to be good for my bags. Like, that's, you talk about the brand ambassadors, and the brand ambassadors, these rabid brand ambassadors, also have product that they can now give away to other influencers.
Yeah. I mean, it's a potential distribution strategy that we didn't even think of. If, like, somebody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, right? And it's very real. And, you've seen that when I was getting calls from rich friends of mine who were asking about Apes during the last cycle. You see that. So yeah, man, I think it's very real. And I think it's only going to keep getting better. And I'll have to send you a video. Maybe I'll post it in the war room, or I'll text you one. Like, I've seen this guy before. Jay Renshaw, and very funny, does these like really kind of funny off-color-ish, almost office-like skits, even though I know it's an office setting, so it's easy to go to, but like, you'll see what I mean by the way the humor like hits the office humor. So it's really good, and it's, I mean, good for Rect and OSF. And yeah, it's like, I feel just so strongly about so many of the builders in this space right now. And I just think, like, if you're looking to support builders, I'm not sure why not Rect? Like, why wouldn't you want to support Rect? Of all, people get excited about Luca and Pudgy Penguins and all these other, and they should. Why would you not be excited about Rect? Why would you not be excited about a consumer product? If I mix the OpenSea, I drink the OpenSea straight up, but you can mix that OpenSea, like a can of the OpenSea, like sort of grapefruit with a little bit of tequila. Friends like the drink. Like, it's just, it's the only ones I've had are Abstract Apple, which I had in Paris. Obviously couldn't get it in the Binance drop because of some geogating. And I have the OpenSea one, and I have the Jupiter drops coming, but like, it's a good product. Like, I think that's the other thing is, like, it's a good product. Like that. It's not just that it's like we're buying it because it's another. I mean, no offense, I'm wearing one right now. I love it. Actually, this is a good product. It's super comfortable. But like, it's not just another black hoodie. It's not just another vinyl, which is cool. Like, again, I have my vinyls. I like them. It's not just another. It's a good product that your friends and family can enjoy. Like my friends and family, God bless them, they don't care that I have a Curtis plushie because I played 8 First Mutants. They care about, hey, can I get another one of those rec drinks? That was good. Can I get, like, when I make a tequila rect and my friend finishes it and they're like over the summer on my patio and they're like, hey, can I get another one of those? So bullish, but
I had a different thought. Shout out to Depressive Hacks, also grabbed the same thing and dropped it in the war room. I was catching up a little bit there. I'm trying if I can think of what I've. Oh, case in point, Jambert. I'm in the abstract chat. I'm heading to a BYOB party this weekend in Columbus. I'm bringing some rec to hand out. Rock Paper Hands hooked you up with a nice tip over there, and then says, don't they get revenue from holding NFTs? Not directly, but many of the NFT holders, about 1,000 of them, were gifted equity in rec brands for holding those NFTs. Now that was a snapshot. It was a once in time. So you can't go buy one and expect equity now. Part of that was legally how to do it. They couldn't sell that they were gifting equity. That had to be a true gift. So there's no rev share component today for the NFT holders, but there's about 1,000 of those NFT holders. Presumably many of them are still holding, that they are equity shareholders in the actual underlying business, myself included. So yes, I'm biased.
Oh, for sure. But I am not an equity holder because I did not have a rec guy. But yeah, it's cool. It's crazy to think how long ago that was. That was like the end of 2022, maybe end of 2023.
Crazy that, I know people are finally starting to talk about rect, like KOLs and news NFT Now or whatever they're called, to Now Media. They just did a nice write up on OV. I haven't read it yet, but finally starting to talk about rec. Finally starting to talk about the drinks. You'd be hard pressed to find anything out there from the leading talking heads on crypto Twitter or anywhere in media about the equity piece. Like, it's incredible. And at the time we're like, oh cool, it's rec brands. Great. Then maybe they do something, they've actually built a real business that's thriving. And to me, maybe I'm just a dork, because that's kind of stuff that excited me when I got into NFTs, was this idea of building in public, building with your community. To me, that's one of the, if not the coolest thing they've done. And no one ever talks about it. No one gives them credit for it. I know we're also like, we're in the shows, we need to have a segment like Glaze, OSF, and Rec portion of the show. But in all seriousness, like, that's a really cool thing. And just as I'm shocked that we haven't seen more people attempt to go the brand coin route, I'm shocked we haven't seen more go this route. Like, not putting this, I'm going to put this out in the universe, and this may get me to buy a few of those mythics sooner than later, is I could see Spencer maybe doing something like this. It would make sense with something like Orange Cap Games, in my opinion. Not saying he's going to, it's pure speculation. If you start the rumor, at least give me credit for starting it here. But yeah, I not out of the realm of possibility that Spencer and Orange Cap Games surprise their moonboard holders and oddities and mythics someday with a little sliver of equity for being a loyal supporter. Like, it's possible.
It's possible, probably, with all the deals. Moonbirds have been passed around enough that I don't know if there's as much equity to swing around easily, but they could. I mean, now
it's they just bought the asset, so now it's just whatever. There's no.
Oh, you're thinking for OCG specifically? Yeah, could. And again, if it's a sliver, it's just a good headline anyway. Another sort of bullish indicator. So, man, Green Days are fun. They're fun shows, man.
Especially Green Days, because we are over allocated in ETH NFTs. So the ETH Green Days are exciting ones.
Yeah, ETH Green Days are particularly exciting. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see if come October, November, I mean, are we going to see multiple? I mean, we put the title up there. We may see multiple 100K NFTs, PFPs, and it seems more realistic than ever. So,
Yeah, DW says Rec did the equity thing right before the plague. Nobody talks about the plague either. History repeated itself. So did Goblins gifted some equity. You had to burn it though, so it wasn't the same. You had to burn your Goblin, and I missed it. I was planning to do it. I missed it, so I do not have. I do have equity in the plague. I have equity in Wrecked brands, but I do not have it in Goblin or Illuminati or whatever that one was. But I have two other things. One, big day today for all the T Swifters out there. Dropping a new album. She's going to appear on the Kelsey's podcast. I don't know what it's called. What's the Kelsey show?
New Heights.
New Heights. She's on New Heights today. So any of you Taylor Swift fans, tune into New Heights. Might be my first Taylor Swift podcast I listened to today. I said two things. I've already forgotten the second one, Steve.
You're thinking about those green candles, my friend. You're thinking about those green candles. Time
to make some moves.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I know what it is. I don't think the link is not out yet, but I'm going to post a tweet from James Hall. He's doing a bubble today at 11 Eastern. He might be doing 2 actually, and I told him I'd give it some love. The link itself's not ready, but just if you're not following James, he will post it on his profile here as soon as it goes live.
He is doing 2, Cap. He's doing one this evening as well. He'll be doing one this morning and one this evening on the other side.
Awesome. Yeah. 11 a.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern. Says we'll share links tomorrow. Just pin those up top. But he says, feel free to come talk, thinking Ape Chain Builders, specifically Ape Chain Builder Bubble Wednesday. Come for advice, show what you're working on, ask questions. So yeah, if you're building or curious about Ape Chain happenings, go check that out. One of those at here at 11 or 8 p.m. tonight.
Speaking of which, I need to know. Someone mentioned plague. I need to look at my slingshot. And see what my $20 of grind is right now. It is. I don't even see, man. It's hard. Oh, my $20 of grind is now $47.50. So good stuff. Nice little Chipotle for the fam. But let's set everyone off another day, man. I'm still getting bad sleep. I got to do something about it. I got to figure it out, man. I somehow ended up later than expected last night. Again, I'm probably getting like 5.5 hours of sleep a night, so I need to change that tonight if I can. But maybe even take a little nappy poo today. We'll see. But yeah, let's let everyone get their day going, man. Loving the all-time highs potentially. Loving seeing the numbers go up. The tech is good.
The other, I pinned it up top. Not worth even commenting on, but the drama with Infinex continues. We talked about Jack yesterday. He came out kind of fudding him, said I sold my Infinex. Never been treated so poorly on a project after spending $4,000 trying to support them. I was blocked by Kane, the founder, called entitled and ungrateful, told to stop whining, told it was a skill issue. Great way. I don't get it, man. I don't understand why they took such an approach like that with Jack. Because for all I saw, he was just asking questions. Like, it didn't make any sense. I'd be pissed too. And for them to respond like that, it's just like, man, that's not a good look. I was bullish Infinex now, and it's making me question like leadership and communication over there. And then they also paused their Yap Run season 2. So what he said, like, it's become horrific. Like, they shut it down. Like the current season they had with Yap Runs, their Kaido campaign. So I don't know how it's going to play out, but I think it's probably worth something, keeping eyes on over the next few weeks to see what comes of it.
Yeah, I actually like saw that as well. And like, yeah, we don't need to go deep on it, but I was definitely not like, I don't understand. Like, Jack does clips for Thread Guy and other like major creators, but mostly Thread Guy. So he's pretty noteworthy. He's got like a fantasy top card. He participated authentically. Like, I don't understand why it wasn't an unblock, our bad, apology. We handled this poorly. You have to understand we were dealing with a lot of crappy people. Yada 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 yada.
It's like, dude, that's pretty cringe. Like, what are you doing, guys? Like, maybe there's more to the story than we're aware. Maybe he really was, doing some egregious farming or something. But from what I can make out of it, it looks like they just nerfed him, didn't reward him anything, and now taking this really aggressive approach towards him. And it's like, whew, I don't think that's. I would not advise managing your Kaido campaigns that way.
Right. Like, it seems like it's an easy. I don't know. It seems like it's an easy fix for them. So I have I don't know, man. That said, yeah, let's let everyone say off in their day. It's poorly managed. Like, it does make me call into question, like, also, by the way, and we'll get into it probably another day, but it's like the whole Kaido campaign thing. It's like they're trying to make adjustments so the campaigns can be like, if I am a blockchain, if I was like a blockchain, like Polygon, even that had a Kaido campaign, if this is doable, I would be like, this month we're talking about Katana. Next month we're talking about Billions. Like, I would try to make it targeted. We're like, yeah, talking about Polygon gets you on there, but extra boost for talking about.
They have to do something like that. I agree. Like, that just seems like the obvious thing is they have to have. You have your ongoing campaigns, but they got to do it. You said a sprint like months ago, right? You got to have shorter campaigns, highlight, like can rotate, like everyone can get their time in the sun, but you got to give them a little extra love, or it's just diminishing returns, man. The dilution is real.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, and they talked about that. Kaido talks about like that was one of their updates. One of their updates was like they're going to be able to be more optimized in those campaigns. Good. Like, that's your answer to me. Like, it just seems like so obvious. And it's like they're Infinex like, oh, we got a bunch of AI slop. It's like, so make it targeted. Talk about this on Infinex. Do this on Infinex and talk about this. And like, yeah, you can give credit to the AI Infinex slop in a small way because it's hard to decipher if like somebody just talks about the protocol. But by making it more specific with higher values, then you give bonuses to the people who are actually doing the thing you want them to do. And they're taking the
guess what?
Thing.
AI slops everywhere, and it's not going away. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. Like, you can complain about it and bitch about it, or you can just realize it's here. It's part of our world today, and you got to be better. You got to build a better system to where you can weed out the AI slop, or to your point, make sure that those who aren't are getting extra boosts and bonuses. I think this, I'm still insanely bullish InfoFi. I just think this plays out. I'm excited for Zeke to launch. I'm excited to see a new player enter the arena. What do they do differently? Do they solve some of these pain points? I also think you said it earlier with OpenSea, they're kind of doing their own internal InfoFi campaign. We talk about Spoiled Banana Society. They're kind of doing their own internal campaign. And then the new one we hadn't really talked about or thought about yet is kind of what GameSquare is doing. Like, the hybrid marketing campaign. We're going to help sell your stuff. We're going to buy your token. For a while, I thought Web3 agencies were dead. I thought Kaido just put the nail in the coffin. I'm now thinking, and I need to put some more thought to it, but I'm now thinking Web3 agencies could have a second go at it. This going this GameSquare model where it's more than just marketing. And that's really hard. To the earlier point, I'm not pretending it's really easy to market make and make a token number go up. It's very difficult, I believe. It takes a lot of capital, I believe. But you can do that, pretty killer value add you have for a Web3 marketing agency.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that on the back end and you can offer that as a service, it's a very full service agency. So
hiring a market maker if anyone wants to join the team.
Yeah, if you're like, there's going to be just like there is mindshare leaders, there will be market makers on teams, I suppose. But yeah, man, it's getting silly. It's getting silly around here, and I think it's again, it's bullish up only season. It feels like, so everybody feels like a genius. Everybody feels underexposed, and
we're also getting announcements of announcements back. This is a pure sign that we were back because we had announcements of announcements of announcements and announcements of what others can't do. So yeah, we are cooking with gas
all the way back. Yeah, good stuff. All right, man. I gotta go eat. I got a stream with Hunter today in a little bit, probably like 1, I think, or so, and so I'll be around then. But yeah, like it's busy time, a lot of work to do, and a lot of good stuff going on. So I'm sure we'll have plenty more to talk about tomorrow. Hopefully, ETH all-time high hits at some point today, and we ride from there, Cap. But let's let everyone get out of here.
Yeah, if not, you can be mad at us for jinxing it today, but I think we're heading that way. If not today, it'll be soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks everyone who came through. We will talk to you bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Thanks for tuning into Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin. We hope you enjoyed the show, and remember, nothing we discussed today is financial advice. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Welcome to the future.